What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Adam. We're on another walk and talk out in the park at the end of my street here just outside of Houston, Texas, on another wonderful, wonderful day. It's like 70 degrees today. I'm out in a t-shirt and jeans, as you can see here. But some of these people, I'm watching people riding their bicycles up and down the bicycle trail with full leggings, full length legs, sweaters, jackets. I hope I never turn into that. I hope I never turn into someone who needs to wear a coat when it's 70 degrees, for crying out loud. It's nice out. Let me get this thing figured out. Comfortable. Oops, did I stop? No, I didn't stop the video. All right, I just got to find a comfortable position where I can talk and just kind of sit here and swing on this. It's my favorite place to sit in this park. It's the most comfortable place to sit here and do a video with you guys. And once again, I'm off the cuff. I did not think of anything to talk about today. And I really didn't think of anything to talk about while I was out and about on the trail. I was praying about a lot of stuff and just talking back and forth with the good Lord, and a lot of it was just telling him how grateful I am for a lot of things that are going on right now, and just a lot of the things that he's done for me lately, and a lot of the things that he's showing me and teaching me and all that kind of stuff. And I have a few things that are prayers that I'm asking for an answer to, I guess, if that makes sense. But other than that, things are going pretty well, generally speaking. And so the topic I'm going to talk about today is just get outside and enjoy nature. Get outside and enjoy the outdoors. It will fix you. So many things. So many things. Doing something like I'm doing right now will fix so many things that are going on in your mind, that are going on in your life, not just your physical body, but your mind. And the benefits of getting regular exercise, especially being outdoors and doing things outside, being out in nature, it's so important. It's so important. It was the number one thing when they locked me up for 2 years over a Twitter post. It was the number one thing that I missed. Being able to get out and just sit out in the woods and enjoy nature. And I've yet, since I got released almost 2 years ago, I have still not enjoyed things like going camping and the things that I really enjoy doing, other than one night of camping on my way to Texas when I was coming down here from Jamestown, New York, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. One night, sleeping in a hammock under the stars next to a campfire is all I've experienced. And this is something that I used to do almost every weekend of my life. And so I can tell you that just going on a hike out here in the woods at the end of my park has done wonders for me. I moved into this place June 1st, 2025. I knew there was a park at the end of my street. I found out that the bicycle trail that I normally take to go to and from my bakery job actually goes all the way to this park. You can see it behind me. When I ride my bicycle to and from the bakery, I go right past that spot that you see behind me. And that trail will take me to about the 12-mile mark on a 25-mile distance. Takes me almost halfway there. And it's so enjoyable to just zen out and go on a ride down something peaceful like that. No cars, no, there's other bikers, there's hikers. You can go out there at 4 a.m. and you're going to see somebody walking a dog or something with a flashlight, whatever. But people are getting it on. People are, getting their fitness on out here. There's a creek. You can see it in my sunglasses. If I switch the view, take you on a little thing here. There's a creek out there. I don't know what you can see, but I don't know. I can't really see. I did the best I could with this thing. There's a creek, and there's sand shoals on both sides of the creek, and it's not at extremely deep. I'm assuming that at its deepest points, it's probably not even up to your neck, unless it's flooded. And there's people out there on those sand dunes and the sand shoals all the time just kicking it like they're at the beach. It's kind of like a Texas redneck beach. And there's people out there having fun, laying out in the sun, playing with their dogs, playing in the sand. I've got my route that I do now. I come down here on Fridays now. It's Friday the 13th today. The last time we had a Friday the 13th in the month of March was the beginning of the dark time of my life, March 13th, 2020, when this fucking buffoon Donald Trump closed down the whole country and, sent us into a tailspin with this COVID scam. He played just as much of a part of that as the Democrats did. And so now we're in some bullshit war that he told us he wasn't going to get us involved with. Just another broken campaign promise. He's only sending people over there to die to cover up for the child molesters that raped kids on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Because he's going to do everything in his power. He's going to use the full might and power of the presidency of the United States to cover up for billionaires that rape kids. Even if it means sending us into a world war to do it. So that happened, the COVID scam started on Friday the 13th a few years back, 6 years ago. What's this Friday the 13th going to bring? Maybe you'll see a mushroom cloud shoot up behind me or in the reflection of my glasses while we're talking today. And who knows, man? Who knows what's coming? But that's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting anything good. But for now, I'm just out doing my thing. I'm not worried about any of this crap anymore. I'm done. I know what's going on. I don't need to do the research anymore. I don't need to read the news. I don't need more facts to back up what's going. We know what's going on. So because we're living in a dystopian bullshit world right now, it's more important than ever to get out and enjoy nature. And when you have a chance to go outside on a beautiful day like today, go do it. So many times do we get locked up in our routines, our shitty jobs, this, that, and the other thing, that we basically spend our lives sitting in front of a TV, getting up, getting dressed, walking out to sit in a car for like an hour or two to drive to some shitty job, spend all day at your shitty job, either on your feet or sitting at a desk or whatever it is that you do. And then you get out of that shitty job, you get back in your car, and you sit in your car to go home and sit in front of the TV or sit at a table and eat some shitty food and watch crappy shit on TV. The end. Next day, repeat. And like so many people are living their lives like that. And so I'm at the point now, I'm old enough to know better. I used to make a ton of money, and now I don't make shit. I don't make squat. And I'm happier now. because I pretty much do. I can't do whatever the fuck I want because I'm on probation and I can't go anywhere I want and I can't, I got to follow all these stupid ass rules and I'm basically going to be living a life. I'm serving a life sentence for a Twitter post because I'm always going to be paying for that for the rest of my life. I'm always going to be a piece of shit, convicted felon, a worthless scumbag of society who doesn't deserve to have any rights, doesn't deserve to have a job, this, that, and the other thing, and I can just fuck off. I don't care. I'm out here living my life, doing something fun, enjoying the sunshine, going on a 7-mile hike while you fucking assholes who are talking shit about me are sitting in a fucking cubicle or standing on your feet at some factory job and doing exactly what I just told you that most of you do. Sitting in a car, in traffic, stuck in some fucking traffic jam for 2 hours to get home, eat your shitty ass meal out of a microwave or a bag of McDonald's, just plop in front of the TV and watch Netflix for 3 or 4 hours, fall asleep, wake up, do it all again tomorrow. I've carved out enough free. I'm, in fact, even though I've got all these restrictions and rules that I have to obey and all this and people I got to report to and all this stuff, I'm still living freer than most of you. I still have more freedom than most of you. Money? No. Freedom? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm at the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. When it comes to my peace of mind, a lot of you have popped into the comment section. A lot of you who have been the OGs following me since the day I was homeless and started doing YouTube. Technically, the second day I was homeless, I started doing YouTube. I was a little bit busy on day one of being homeless. I wanted to do it. I was told I actually didn't want to do it until day 2. My best friend was egging me on, telling me to do it. And I was like, fuck you, motherfucker, I'm homeless. What do you think I got? Time to be fucking, I gotta find a bridge to sleep under, dude. I'm busy. Too busy to be editing fucking videos today. Sorry, dog. Like, I was all pissed off about it. Found my way to the homeless shelter. Got a couple of things figured out. Figured out I could use the local library as an office to work from. And so on day 2 of being homeless, which was, I believe it was a Saturday. Pretty sure it was a Saturday. I'm sitting at a park right around the corner from the homeless shelter, and I'm like, why not? Let's drop a YouTube video. See what happens. It took off. Some of you OGs have been watching me from the first day. And, but you've seen me go through the ups and downs, putting a life back together from chaos. And a year ago today, it's not even April yet, so a year ago today, I was living in a fucking tiny little tool shed that was basically the same layout as a prison cell. You know, your shower, your toilet, your sink. You're basically cooking your food a foot and a half from where you take a... Like, I could have cooked dinner while I'm taking a shit. Like, where I cooked my food was close enough to where I took a shit that I could, like, stir the noodles while I'm dropping the noodles in the pool at the same time. Just like in a prison cell. Shower right there. Some prison cells are that, luxurious where they put the shower in the cell because they're never going to let you out of the cell ever. And you still have to be able to take a shower sometimes. So, and I didn't even have hot water for the first 3 months that I lived there. And then you all saw what happened, if the OGs all know, when I got scammed by this dirtbag landlord and was going through hell. And I was miserable and pissed off all the time. I was also grateful, and I knew that I had come a long way from being fucking homeless. And from being homeless and not even being able to find a job at like Burger King, let alone any real job, I'd still made progress. But I was in a bad place a year ago. And I'm in a better place now. Y'all been saying it. And I know it. I feel it. And but you've all been making comments about that, and that's cool, and no negative comments or anything like that. It's more like people are just pointing out that they're glad to see it. And I'm just going to tell you that one of the biggest reasons why I am in a better place mentally is exercise and getting outside and having the sunshine on my face and just that kind of stuff. One of the things I appreciated when I was homeless, whether I said it or not, was the amount of sunlight I could get, the amount of time I could spend outdoors and just walking and just being out there. Wasn't really too happy to be in Jamestown, but at least I was homeless right at the time that the weather started to get warm. And I got the hell out of being homeless right at the exact time when the bad cold weather was coming. And so I'm thankful for that. But I got to spend a lot of time outdoors. And being here in Houston, we really don't have winter. We had a couple of days. We had this one weekend where the temperature dropped down to like 20 degrees and all the people that live here acted like it was the apocalypse. The grocery stores were completely bare. No food. Like, I've seen so many situations in my life where, to show you what's going to happen when the shit goes down, when Armageddon comes, when World War III, the nukes start going off, or whatever the hell's going to happen, you got about 2 hours to go get your groceries, and then they're gone. The shelves will be, it's amazing how fast the shelves will be completely empty at the grocery store. But I've seen it more than once. I saw it back in 2020. I've seen it down here in Houston. Just because it was going to be 20 degrees over the weekend, it didn't even snow. It was just cold for a couple of days. And then like a week later, it's back up to 80. And so, but I've been getting a lot of sun this winter. The point is, for this video, I got a bug on me or something. Anyway, I felt something climbing on my neck. I don't like that. So anyway, lost my train of thought. So anyway, one of the problems I had living back up north before all this crazy shit went down in my life was, throughout the winter, any gains that I would make physically, I could get in really good shape from May till around from like Memorial Day, Easter. Let's say from Easter to Thanksgiving, I could get myself in really good shape. I would start out an absolute train wreck Easter weekend. By the time Thanksgiving got here, I was in shape. Cut, trim, doing my thing, riding my bike, hiking, canoeing, swimming, all the things I like to do. And then winter would come, and it would just destroy me every year. I had a very, very, very tough time with winter. I love to ski. I like to cross-country ski. I like to downhill ski. That will motivate me to go outside when it's, cold and covered in snow. Pittsburgh was kind of a weird place because to get enough snow to go cross-country skiing, it didn't always come. Or you would have to go out to the mountains. You'd have to go places where it snows more. But close to the city, no. You could go hiking, you could do other things, you could go mountain biking, but it's cold. When it's cold, everything sucks. And I never enjoyed it. Downhill skiing, I like to do no matter what temperature it is. But once again, it's not super accessible. I had a good pair of skis. I bought them at a thrift store. But I just happened to be lucky. I got a really good pair of skis at a thrift store. Got a pair of really good boots on Craigslist. I'm able to take care of my own stuff. I used to work at a bike shop that did ski tuning over the winters. So I know generally how to maintain my stuff, and just I know what, if you get your own stuff head to toe, skiing becomes a little bit more affordable, but it's never getting any cheaper. And it's not, I could get lift tickets for $25 a day at all the resorts, all the places. But you gotta hunt. You gotta hunt for deals. You gotta do your thing. Probably be $50 a day now. But it's an ordeal. It takes a lot of effort. It's not something you can just like go outside and do. Today at 2:00, I quit working for the day. And I'm like, I'm going on a 7-mile hike. Done. Put on a synthetic shirt that wicks the moisture away from my body and dries fast. It's not cotton. It's not going to stay nasty and wet while I sit on this bench full of sweat. Put on a pair of jeans and some sunglasses, and I'm out the door. Skiing's a production. Like, you gotta drive 2 to 4 hours to the mountain. You gotta get there. You gotta leave it. Sometimes I'd leave at 4 a.m. just so I could make the first tracks and get there before all the yuppies get there with their kids. Prime time is from the opening of the ski slopes till about noon, and then 5 o'clock to when they close. Between the hours of noon and 5, all the yuppies and the suburban people are there with their children and clogging up the slopes and acting like a bunch of entitled douchebags and whatnot. And so that's when you go to the Foggy Goggle, get your drink on, and then come 5 o'clock, you're ready to rip. That's how it goes. That's the best way to do it. But skiing is not, it's expensive. It's a production. It's like a big thing to do. And I used to do it on the regular for a while, but then it just got too much. It got to be too much. And the sun, it's dark all the time in the winter. And I switch from wanting to eat healthy to eating nothing but comfort food and junk. And by the time spring gets here, I'm back to being miserable, fat, out of shape, can't even walk up a flight of stairs without wheezing, all of it. And I have to start over. And so I didn't want to move here to Houston. I did not. This was not what I wanted to do. I was more or less forced into it. But if there's a silver lining to a trash can, one of the silver linings would be the weather here is awesome. People complain about the heat in the summer. Fine. I was out riding my bicycle when it was 104 degrees outside. Drink Gatorade. Get your electrolytes, because you're gonna need it. But other than that, you can do that. It's not a big deal. You can go out. You can go do things when it's hot. And it's not a big production. It's not hard to put on a pair of shorts and a shirt and go outside and do stuff. In the winter, when you got to wear 8 layers of clothes and, bring hand warmers and put something around and wear a big hat and an ear band and all this stuff that you got to do, everything becomes more of a production. It's cold. It's miserable. It's not. When you start hiking, you get warm because your body heat and whatnot, but then you stop to take a break. It's ice cold. Your hands are freezing. Take off your gloves to work a camera. It's everything sucks in the cold. I hate winter. And so winter here, this past winter, we had 1 week where it was cold, down to 20 degrees a couple of days. The rest of that week was 40. And then it went back to 70, then right up to 80 again. And it's 1 week out of the winter. And so ever since that week, when it started to get warm, I decided I'm done staying indoors. I had actually gone through a little period of time from about September, October, all the way through the end of December, and halfway through January, I was doing nothing outside anymore. I got sucked into that routine of staying home, sitting in front of the computer, sitting in front of the TV, going out to the car, driving somewhere, going to a job, coming back, never like actually going outside other than to walk from some door to a car door and back to the another door. That's the only time I was outside. And my health went, and fitness and everything just went downhill like a rocket ship. And my fat belly grew and grew and grew in a span of 3 months. Insane amount of fat. And then one day I was just like, it was 70 degrees outside. I'm like, I'm going to go walk in the park. I'm going to go check out this park, see what these trails are like down here, and just come down here. And I realized that on that day, that this lack of sunshine, the lack of sun on my skin, the lack of being outside in the fresh air and everything was having a much worse effect on me than I even realized, because it's so warm down here, and it's so, you can still get sucked into that kind of thing. And I was doing the same thing to myself that would normally happen during the winters up north, except down here there isn't an excuse, because the weather, I mean, one cold week in the winter is not an excuse to, to put yourself through that. Up north, I could go 3 months without really getting any exercise or even sunlight. Down here, when it's like 80 degrees in the middle of January, when it's 75, 80 degrees for Christmas, there's no excuse to not go outside and just spend time out there and make yourself do it. Go on a bike ride, go on a walk, go play frisbee golf, go sit outside, go just do stuff outside, go camping, go for a jog, go drive a fucking go-kart, or do anything just to get out in the sun and work. But it's better if you go out and exercise. Everybody can afford to go walk. If you got legs, not everybody has legs, but, those of you who do, walking don't cost nothing. And shoes, other than some shoes, you know what I mean? And it will make you feel so much better. I'm telling you, within a week or two of just making myself go out a few days a week and enjoy and actually get out in the sun, changed my whole stress level, my whole everything. And I've known this my whole life. This isn't anything new. It's just, I just realized one day I was letting myself slide. I rode my bicycle last year, 4,000 miles over the course of a year. And going to and from that bakery job. So I was getting a lot of sun, getting a lot of time outdoors on that bicycle. And then in September, but I was getting burned out from it. My whole body was kind of breaking. Doing one exercise like that for that long, and that, going on 100-mile rides, 50 miles every time you go out, doing it 4 times a week sometimes. I was doing 500 miles a month for a while, and 400 after that, all the way up through September. And then I got a little bit, it was actually like my fitness, my cycling power was going downhill. I was losing strength. I was losing the ability. My feet were falling apart. I had some problems. And then I was able to go get a car. And I'm telling you, the day I got that car, I hung my bicycle up and didn't ride it from September, October. I rode it like a couple of times in November because I was having car trouble. And then I got the car fixed, and I realized, because I did go on a couple of bike rides because I was having car problems and I still needed to get around. And that kind of kicked my ass into, like, you can't just completely stop like this. Another piece of evidence that I wasn't that I've just not, like, I was overtraining, I was overdoing the bike, I didn't have a choice. I was out of necessity. I wasn't like I could, if I could choose what I was doing, wouldn't have done it like that. But when I stopped riding the bike, I was also able to get a real bed. I was sleeping on this camp cot in my place. And that went on for months. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. It's like 9 months I was sleeping on a camping cot. It's not the most uncomfortable thing. It wasn't that bad. But it wasn't like I had a bed. And so I was able to get a bed after I got the car. And I used this Garmin fitness watch. And it tracks your sleep and all that, and it gives you a sleep score. And my sleep scores were pretty high up until I got a car. And then after I got a car, they were kind of like, they were tapering a little bit because I stopped exercising. But it was almost like the day I got my new bed, all the way from September, mid-September, October, November, December into January, Garmin was telling me that my sleep scores were just bottomed out. Like, it was telling me that my sleep was horrible from the first day that I got this bed. And I'm like, this is not possible because this bed is comfortable and I am sleeping better on a bed than I was on a freaking cot. There's no doubt that the bed is better. I got a nice comforter. I got good sheets, high thread count, comfortable, good pillows, comfort. And now Garmin's telling me that my sleep is crap, like as low as it could possibly be. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem right. And it corresponds right with the day I got the bed. But now I started going to the gym regularly on the week of January 27th is when I started going twice a week to the gym. But when I go to the gym, I'm there for about 4 hours, 5 hours. I work out for 3.5 to 4 hours, and then I spend an hour in the sauna and hot tub to recover. Then I take a long shower, and I treat it like I'm going to the spa. I completely try to treat myself. I leave my house about 4. I get home at 10, 11 o'clock. 2 nights a week. Spin class, yoga class, whatever. Getting it on, getting my fitness on. Not really a big fan of the gym, but for now, I'm actually a fan of going to the gym. I got into gym regularly. I got into working out regularly at a gym when I was in federal prison. The last 4 months I was there, I lost 40 pounds in a span of 4 months by doing certain things. So there's certain exercises, I had a personal trainer of sorts, a guy who would lead a group of us twice a day to do workouts. He wants to be a personal trainer when he gets out. He might have some problems with that. Just gonna leave it at that. But that's what he wants to do with his life. When he gets out of prison, he wants to be a personal trainer, and he's good at it. I'm not gonna lie. He did a good job helping me lose 40 fucking pounds in 4 months. And so I'm not a big fan of the gym, but now when I go to the gym, I generally know what to do. I know how to. I see people lifting the weights on the machines, kind of just and I'm like, your form sucks. I just know, that you're not supposed to do it the way I see a lot of these people doing it. But so I just learned some things, and it helps. But I don't necessarily feel like a hamster running in a wheel anymore when I go to a gym. But doing yoga class and spinning class, so I'm meeting people, I'm getting that camaraderie, going to a class with a bunch of people in it and meeting people and hanging out, and that kind of situation is, it's kind of reminiscent of when I would join sports teams. I would join soccer teams, ultimate frisbee teams. I would get into groups of people who like to go cycling. and other things like that. Just because I'm more motivated when there's other people around to get out there and do the stuff that I don't want to do. But now I'm by myself down here in Houston. I don't really know a lot of people. I don't have like a group of people to go biking with yet. I don't have all, I haven't joined. I don't really feel like joining a soccer team per se right now. I'm not in that good a shape yet. Some of the, but so I just decided one day to go to the gym. It would help me get more of a variety of exercise that would help undo the damage that cycling 4,000 miles without doing anything else would undo it. And so it's very important to do lots of different activities. The best way for me to exercise before my life was flipped upside down was to trick myself into going out and getting exercise by doing things I enjoy that don't feel like you're doing exercise because you're doing something that keeps your mind off of it. It could be riding a bicycle. It could be going on a hike. It could be doing photography, travel photography. A lot of hiking was involved with the photography, or just walking all day. I could go shoot auto race and spend all day shooting an auto race with my GPS tracker turned on and find out at the end of the day I walked 7 miles going around the racetrack and going all over the place and just spending 13 hours out with my camera. At the end of the day I walked 7-8 miles. Didn't feel like I was out on a hike. I was busy shooting photos. Other things, frisbee golf, just anything that's fun to do, anything that you enjoy, that going swimming, going to the lake with your kids, get out there and swim a little bit, tread water. You don't have to find something to go swim to, turn around and come back. Just find something to do. Canoeing was fun. Oh, canoeing was so much fun. You just pack a boat full of stuff and just paddle down the river, but you're out enjoying nature. There's, stuff to look at, and animals and birds and bald eagles flying around, and just, stuff to keep your mind off of the fact that you're working out all day. Going on the long bicycle rides, hundreds of miles long. I mean, yeah, you got to condition yourself or maybe work your way up to that. It's not for everybody. But you don't feel like you're out exercising when you're doing something like that. You feel like you're out enjoying nature and enjoying the outdoors, and you're more paying attention to the cool stuff that you're seeing and the stuff that you get to do in the restaurants you get to eat at, and the fact that you can eat whatever you want because you're going to burn 8,000 calories today, so who gives a shit? Eat what you want. Eat the 2,000 calorie bowl of pasta, because you're going to burn it in about 4 hours, so who cares? Etc., etc. But just being outside, the sun. I've been in and out of depression in my life. Anger, periods where I'm just stressed the fuck out and angry all the time. And I'm telling you that the number one thing that helps me through that over and over consistently is exercise and getting outside and being out in nature and being outdoors. Combine the two, because like I said, you can go to the gym and you can work out, but you're not getting that outdoor part. And you can go sit outside at a campsite, sitting by a campfire, cooking food all weekend, and you can do that without getting hardly any exercise. And both of those are good for you. But when you combine the outdoor activity with the exercise and getting yourself in good shape, it has benefits that... I'm trying to get out of the sun a little bit here. Let's see. It has benefits that go above and beyond. Go above and beyond anything, honestly. No therapist, no pill, Prozac or lithium or whatever pills that people want to pop. None of that's going to have the same benefit of just get off your ass and go outside and enjoy nature and live a little bit. That's the number one thing, in my opinion, that you can do to de-stress and get your head back together when you're not feeling it, when you're not feeling good. Oh, let's see here. Trying to. Here, this might work for a while. Oh, here we go. The sun's moving a little bit. Oh, it's so great today, though. It's not too hot. It's not humid at all. It's like the perfect day to be outside. I'm so glad I did it. I could easily sit in front of my computer all day working on a project. I've got so much stuff piling up. But I just chose to be out here and do this today, come what may. And it's going to help me. I'll be able to accomplish more over the weekend because I did this today than if I just coop myself up indoors and don't go out and do this stuff. So let's see, the gym. I started going in January, and now I'm on week 7, I believe. I believe this walk right here will be the end cap of week 7 of working out really hard for 7 weeks straight. And so, other than like I feel better in general, and I know I feel better, there are some negative effects of waking up feeling bad, and like there's days where I'm just completely worn out from it. I'm still in the conditioning phase because I'm doing more sport. I'm doing more than just ride a bike. My whole body's just in shock of like, what are you doing? But I'm also all of this stuff combined, the yoga. Last night at yoga class, my back and my neck, I had like 7 different times where vertebrae in my neck and back went and snapped back into place, like going to a chiropractor. I'll talk about yoga for a second. To me, yoga class is like, I'm a fat piece of shit. I can barely touch my toes. I can't do yoga stuff. Like, it's embarrassing, but I have no shame. That's how I can go to a class full of hot chicks wearing yoga pants with my fucking dad belly hanging out the bottom of my shirt when we're doing the prayer pose and my arms are up in the air. I wear the longest shirt I can find in my workout shirt collection, and yet I look in the big mirror and my fucking dad belly's hanging out below my shirt. I mean, it's pathetic. But going to yoga class is like, if you could only do one workout, I would say that's the one to do. Because you're going to get strength training. Depending on the yoga class and the type of yoga, you're also going to get a little bit of aerobics, depending on how fast paced it is. The ones that I've been going to at this gym are pretty slow paced, but you still work. I can't breathe properly because it hurts so much sometimes. How are we doing? So, there's days where I can't concentrate now because I've got people around me. But what the hell was that? Some weird thing just fell out of the sky right in front of me. Anyway, yoga class. To me, it's like, okay, it's like getting a massage. It's like doing strength training. Sometimes aerobics. If it's called power yoga, it'll be fast paced and you'll sweat and it'll feel like aerobics. It's strength training. It's getting a massage and going to the chiropractor all in one thing, all in a 1-hour shot. So last night, like some of the moves that you do in yoga will massage your muscles. Some you'll stretch. It's also stretching. It's like everything all at once. And even when you go to physical therapy or you look at other calisthenics and whatnot, everything's pretty much based on yoga. Like, I've looked at people's physical therapy cards for like their physical therapy issues, and I'm like, you should just go to yoga class. Everything on your sheet here are yoga poses. Just go to yoga class. Go for 4 months. You'll feel so much better. You'll find out every single thing that's wrong with your body. You'll find out what you're capable of and what you're not. And you'll find that if you keep doing it for months, that things that you couldn't do 4 months ago, you can do now. And you're stronger and you stand better. Your posture's better. So last night, 4 or 5 different times, joints in my spine were like, pop back into place instantly, like going to the chiropractor does. Except, and I'm feeling it today, like my neck, my back, posture, all these joints that popped. It feels like I just went to the chiropractor yesterday. The difference is that the yoga, you're also working on the strength, and you're strengthening all the problem areas of your body that threw your back out of whack. So when you go to a chiropractor, you got to go back like every 2 days. Get cracked again because it's just going to wear off. And that's how they make their money. They charge you $60 a pop. 3 seconds of cracking your back, $60. Come back in 3 days, do it again, do it again, do it again. They want you to get into like $150 a week. They want you into a $600 a month payment just to get your back cracked a few times a week. And no, you can't do it yourself per se, the way that you would normally think you can. But I'm telling you, if you start doing yoga and you've been to a chiropractor before, you will get to a point with the yoga poses where all of a sudden something will just be like, and it'll pop. And you'll feel that same feeling that goes all the way down your spine when something loosens up that's been tight for months. And I'm feeling like yesterday, oh my God, there were like 5 times where something popped in my neck or my back that felt like it's been stuck for 6 months. And it all of a sudden just popped loose. And finally, like, my mobility, today I'm sitting in my computer chair working. My neck popped into place. Just parts of my body that have been stuck and hurting for so long feel so much better today. But the difference is a chiropractic adjustment won't hold unless you fix the problem with your body that's throwing your spine out of whack. When you go to yoga, you're fixing the problem with your body that's holding your back out of whack by fixing the muscles, and then your back is just going to pop into place because you're fixing the problem at the root instead of getting an adjustment at the chiropractor that's only temporary. Doing them both together, like going to get a chiropractor, go visit the chiropractor and then go to yoga class, that's good. Go get massage. Go get a massage from a good massage therapist that really, like, if you can do all of those things, do it all. They all work together. Your yoga class, if you went and got a massage and then did yoga class 2-3 days later after you recover from the massage, you'll be able to do poses that you couldn't do before the massage. If you go and get a chiropractic adjustment in the meantime, if you go and get a massage before you get the chiropractic adjustment, the adjustment will actually go deeper. The pop will pop harder, and the bones and everything will loosen up even more than they would have without the massage. So do all these things if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, go to YouTube and look up a yoga workout. There's hundreds of thousands of free yoga workouts you can learn how to do. You don't have to have a teacher. If you just do the best you can with a yoga video on YouTube, get a cheap yoga mat, $20. Or do it without a mat. I did it without a mat on a hardwood floor for months before I ever bought a mat. And I got a mat for like $20. And I had it for years and years. I had it right up until the FBI drove a tank into my house. And I used to take that mat camping. It used to be outside. I abused that thing, and it lasted for a long time, and it good $20 investment right there. And all my yoga, a lot of yoga places have a pay what you can concept, where you can go in, you can drop $5 in the jar and go do yoga. Those classes tend to be crowded because that's where the poors go and do their yoga workout. But that's all right. You meet people, you'll have a good time. You don't need a lot of space. You might not get as much like attention from the yoga teacher, but you don't really need it. It's about, and you don't have to worry about how you look or whether you can do the poses or not. It's about you do what you can, and you just keep doing it, and eventually you find out you can do more and more as you keep getting better and keep doing it. And I'm just trying to get comfortable here. So anyway, there's yoga. Spinning class is good for me as a cyclist. Yesterday's spinning class got canceled, so I looked up a spinning class on YouTube. I have a mount where I just clamp my phone to the spin bike, so I can watch my heart rate on Strava and other things like that, and just kind of like pay attention to that stuff. And so hold on, I gotta adjust this thing. Hold on. Oh shit. I still got sound? Okay. This microphone's moving around on me. Just gotta try to. There we go. So, spin class got canceled yesterday, so I went into the spin bike room, jumped on a bike, pulled up a spinning class on YouTube, and rocked out for an hour. And it was a professional group. It was a professional cycling team's spin class. It was brutal. It was tough. And I was kind of pussing out compared, like I probably wasn't putting in as many watts as they did. But I was following the cadence. I was following along and doing the best I could. And I think my heart rate zone was where it was supposed to be for the class. And I was pouring sweat out of me. I poured out so much sweat that there was a puddle. There was an actual puddle underneath the spin bike. My shirt was so soaked with sweat you could have wrung it out like a sponge. And then I went to yoga class like that. And so, whatever, dude. It is what it is. But I'm telling you, all of this stuff has a benefit. I'm not much of a weightlifter, so I just go to the machines at the gym. I like the machines where you just sit in the seat and you've got the cables and you put a pin where the weight is and just kind of go from there. And they've got all the machines for every part of your body there. And they've got at least 2 or 3 of every machine. So you don't have to, and the gym's very chill. So I'm really not waiting in line. I like for certain exercises, they might have 3 machines, and one of them I like better than the other one. And so sometimes the one everybody likes will be claimed already, and I'll have to go to the more ghetto one that I don't like as much. But they all do the same thing. And so I'll do that. Do the Stairmaster, the rowing machine. There's stuff I've done. There's stuff that I haven't touched there. There's so much variety of stuff to do at this gym that I won't really ever get bored with it. I have a different view of the gym now than I did before. One thing about prison, I actually enjoy going to the gym now, where I was never like that before. But it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's something to do. It's something that the more variety of stuff that you do, the better shape you'll be in. So, but one thing, my goal, last year my goal was to ride my bicycle 2,000 miles, and I got there in I think it was May. So I changed the goal to maybe 5,000 miles. And then I realized that I wasn't going to make 5,000 miles unless, especially after I got a car. And then I realized on New Year's Eve that I was 10 miles away from 4,000. So I'm like, well, I guess my goal is 4,000 miles and I have to go. I worked at the bakery on New Year's Eve up until about 9 o'clock at night, 10. I think it was like, we were supposed to be out of there at 6. And I think we got out of there at like 9. I don't remember. It was rough. I came home and I hopped on my bicycle and I went on a 13-mile ride. And just in the nick of time got my 4,000 miles for the year. And so that was my goals were all based on mileage because that's the kind of stuff that I would do. Like I said, I don't like working out. I don't like going to the gym, etc. That my goals were always based on miles of adventure, I would call it. Canoeing, skiing, cross-country, downhill, swimming, kayaking, bicycling, running, rollerblading. I even got 20 miles on a pedaling bicycle bar with 20 of my friends one time in downtown Pittsburgh. I counted it on Strava because we had to pedal the fucking bar around town. And I was probably one of the only people actually putting some effort into those pedals. But each bar stool at the bar had a set of pedals in front of it, and you had to pedal to get this bar to go around town. While somebody who's sober at the back of the bar drives it. And so that was fun. But yeah, and anything I could do to get some exercise and not feel like I'm working out because I'm doing something fun. And oh yeah, it's exercise too. But this year I decided my goal was to just lose weight. I need to lose 40 pounds and keep it off. And so I'm on week 7 of the gym. And I went down about 6 pounds, and then I crept back up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and now I'm back up to where I started. So 7 weeks into working out hard, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday every week, I'm at the same weight I was on day 1. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And so I started tracking my food on Sunday this week. I already used my Fitness Pal. And I don't like the app. I'm never going to pay for it. I paid for it once a long time ago and didn't like it. The free version allows you to track all the food you eat. The food database in MyFitnessPal is so absolutely insane. I cannot find anything ever that's not already in the food database except for some of the cookies that I eat at the bakery. And when you can't find a food at the bakery, or when you can't find food in their database, you can either find something that's really close and just put that in as a guess or a substitute. Or if you find the nutrition label, you can enter it in all manually. And it's not that hard. If you have enough time, you can do that. Or like I said, you can find something close and just substitute and get a rough idea. You're just trying to figure out how many calories you're eating because, you know, like every day you turn around, there's a new diet. Oh, it's the Atkins diet. Or no, you're supposed to do the keto diet now. Or I don't even know. There's so many fucking diets that have been out my whole life. Those are the two that popped into my head. But I don't really pay that much attention to it because this is a bunch of bullshit. The no carbs diet, the all carbs diet, the this, that, all there's another diet. I forget what the name was where you'd eat nothing. You eat 5 times a day. And you eat a chicken breast and a sweet potato for every meal except for the last meal of the day or whatever. But you have to eat 5 times a day. There was some name for that. We tried that once. The whole fucking thing is a joke. It's very simple. When you want to lose weight, there's 2 things you have to do. Well, there's only one thing that you have to do, and it's don't eat as much food Eat less food in terms of calories than you burn in a day. That's it. If you sit on your ass all day and you do nothing, you can eat about 2,000 calories. So you want to try and eat like 1,500 a day. If you actually get off your fat ass and go out and do some exercise, walk around, do a thing or two, now you can probably eat another 1,000. So you can probably eat 2,000 calories and be at 1,000 calorie deficit. Eat less food than you burn by exercising and just being alive. And you get a 2,000 calorie freebie. You get 2,000 for free every day. If you're an adult male around my size and weight, it's going to be different for everyone, but some of you it might be 1,500. But you're going to have a base. This is what you get for free. The rest you got to work for. So I'm not somebody who can just meticulously track everything I eat for day in and day out for years at a time, but I can do it for like a few weeks and just learn what you can learn. And so for me right now, the takeaways, so I started tracking. I've been doing it this week. So I'm not even into a full week of tracking it yet. But what I'm learning is, and what it motivated me to do was Monday, I rode my bicycle 50 miles. I worked at the bakery all day lifting 50-pound bags of flour, chocolate chips, sugar, everything you can imagine, standing on my feet, busting my ass. The apps told me I burned like 6,000 calories. Whether it's accurate or not, I ate about 3,000 calories worth of food that day, including a 1,000-calorie cookie. I think it was a cookie. No, I ate a 1,000-calorie pie. Wolfed that thing down. Ate something. But basically, it was like 3,500. I still had like 2,000 calories to play with. I could eat whatever the fuck I want on Monday. Whatever you want. Fuck it. Who cares? You're burning so many calories that you couldn't even eat that much food without feeling sick. Tuesday, I went to the gym. I was able to do I was able to eat. I'm eating breakfast now. That's another thing I was doing wrong. I just got some protein shakes and protein bars for now because that's all I have time for. When I get my energy back, when things start to settle in, I might be able to cook and do more food for breakfast. But right now, grab and go. It's better than not eating anything. So I'm fueling myself better before I go work out. But I'm learning that on the gym days, I'm doing enough stuff at the gym that when I come home from the gym, my app says, oh, you got like 2,500 calories to work with, dog. You're good. You eat whatever you want. Eat a whole fucking pizza if you want. Who cares? So I'm still not being that stupid, because when I work out, I tend to just crave healthier things. But there's basically 3 days a week that I can do whatever the fuck I want food-wise, because I'm working out so hard. And if I make some of that stuff healthy-ish, even better. There's Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday where I'm not working out at all. No, not even going for a walk, not doing nothing. So I got to stick to 2,000 calories. That's tough. Because I like to eat. I like food. And the stuff that I like is not good for you and it's high in calories. So I got to find stuff that I like that doesn't blow me out for the day. So Wednesday I made steamed cabbage. I love steamed cabbage. Steamed cabbage with garlic, parsley, oregano, red pepper, a little bit of salt, a few other doodads. I could have even thrown in some like red peppers and stuff to go with it. Maybe I'll do that next time, but no calories. I made this giant pot. And the whole pot was probably not even 200 calories. And I could barely eat half of it. I put a whole stick of butter in there. The stick of butter is 800 calories. So I had this gigantic bowl of steamed cabbage in front of me while I sat down to eat dinner. And I just ate it until I was stuffed, like pigged out. but it didn't kill me. It didn't, like, calorie wise, it didn't hurt. And it actually, like, cabbage does wonders for your digestive system. It's actually pretty good for you. So I'm going to do that once a week. Super easy to make. I mean, it's maybe 10, 15 minutes of prep time and 15 minutes on the stove. You know, I scorched the bottom of my pan this time because I had the heat up a little too high. I can fix that next time around. No biggie. Didn't hurt anything. Everything tasted fine. I even added an extra half a stick of butter at some point because I'm like, whatever, who cares? I didn't even eat the whole thing. I've got leftovers. I think the whole thing was like 300 calories. I still had calories to burn. I've got some Greek yogurt. Not a big fan of yogurt. I got to play around with the yogurt until I find a yogurt that I like. But the one that I got right now is I'm okay with it. If I feel like I'm sitting at night and I'm sitting in front of the TV or whatever and I need a snack, 100 calories, a little bowl of yogurt. It'll make me feel like I got a snack, but it won't be like a 1,000-calorie bowl of ice cream, you know what I'm saying? Won't be like a 1,000-calorie cookie from the bakery. So what else? So I just gotta really watch what I eat 3 days a week, and just try to find things that make me, because I need to feel like I ate. I can't starve myself. I'm not that person. I'm not a faster. I'm not one of these people that can starve themselves and just be cool with that. But I can definitely pick and choose. I've got salads in the salad kits, everything in the bag salads. Those tend to be like 300 to 400 calories for a big salad. Most of the calories come from the dressing. You can throw some extra stuff in there, and that's a good way to get rid of some leftovers in your fridge. Throw them in the salad, cut up stuff, put it in the salad. Throw some extra cheese in the salad, but track all the calories or whatever. But on these low calorie days where I'm not allowed to eat much, I got stuff for those days to get me through it. On a day like today, where I'm going on a 7-mile walk, hike, whatever, I still got to be careful because 7-mile walk isn't going to be the same. It's less calories than going to the gym. So tonight when I go home, so far I've had my protein shake, protein bar, and the coffee creamer that goes in my cold brew coffee, which I'm doing the oat milk creamers now because I don't know, I'm just into that. I feel like they taste really good, and that's what I'm into right now. I might just switch to doing oat milk and coconut sugar would be really good for a coffee creamer. I might start doing that for a while. I might start mixing the protein powder with coffee instead of water in the mornings. I think it mixes the stuff I've been getting. It's Reese's Peanut Butter Cup flavored protein powder, and it tastes way better than the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup creamer that they sell at the grocery store. They've changed the formula in that, and it doesn't taste as good as it used to taste when they used to make that. I make better peanut butter flavored creamer using condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, half and half Loran's peanut butter flavoring, and vanilla extract and a couple other things mixed together. I can make some really bomb-ass peanut butter flavored coffee creamer with with those ingredients. Way better than what you get in the store now. But for a little bit healthier, maybe a little bit less calories, oat milk and coconut sugar would taste really good. But the peanut butter, the scoops of the peanut butter flavored, protein powder, they taste great. And I think mixed with cold brew coffee, it would be, I think it would taste fantastic. It doesn't taste too. The stuff that I'm getting doesn't. The powder dissolves in cold water really well, and it doesn't taste all nasty. It kind of tastes like a peanut butter milkshake. It's the best protein powder I've ever had, because usually I don't like drinking that stuff. I just happened to find one that I was like, I'll try this, and it's like, bam! I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And it's just convenience food for the morning. It's putting calories in that I need for the workouts and stuff later. But it's not filling me up too much. I know there's a lot healthier stuff I could be doing. That's just what I'm doing right now. So my suggestion, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, but I've done, you're going to see I'm going to lose 40 pounds by the time this year is over, come hell or high water. But I'm just monitoring what I do for the next few weeks until I start seeing the results on the scale. And then I'll probably back off with, meticulously logging all my food, because that just gets tedious after a while. And just get into a routine and just, I'm going to start doing fish and some other stuff, and just, I've got ideas, but I'm very, it's hard for me to make sudden drastic changes where I just wake up one day and, oh, it's the new me. I just have to introduce things, especially with food. I kind of have to make small changes gradually until I get where I'm trying to go. So get outside, enjoy nature, go out and exercise, do something, break a sweat, go for a walk, enjoy, find a place, drive someplace. If you have a car, most of you do, get in your car, pull out a map, go to Google Maps, find every park that's within an hour drive of where you live, every park that's within a half-hour drive, every park that's within a 15-minute drive of where you live. Go for a hike at each one. Once a week, twice a week. Find different places to go. Give it some, that's something you can do that costs almost nothing. So that you're not doing the same boring shit every time you walk out the door to where you just get sick of it. Make it something that's fun to do. Get a camera. You've got a phone. You've got a camera. Make a point to go out and make a goal to take 5 cool pictures. Go on a walk and look for 5 cool things to take a picture of. Just something fun. If money's a thing, just get out and walk. Do yoga. Find a YouTube video of some yoga. Do yoga. From there, try frisbee golf. That's free. You can get a set of 3 frisbees on Amazon for $20. A putter, a mid-range, and a driver. That gets you what you need to get started. Find your local frisbee golf courses. I guarantee you, if you live in the city or the suburbs, you're within 15 minutes of a disc golf course, and it's going to be free. It's not going to cost you anything to play. There are a few frisbee golf courses here and there that cost money to play at, but for the most part, it's a free sport once you have the frisbees and stuff. And once you get into it, it's like anything you get into, the sky's the limit. You can spend as much money as you want to on it, but you can get special frisbee golf shorts. I'm sure they make frisbee golf shoes. I don't even know, man. I'm sure they have it all. But to get yourself into the game, 3 frisbees, and you can going to play frisbee golf for an afternoon. You'll probably walk 5 miles at the very minimum while you're out there throwing frisbees around and having a good time with your friends. So these are just ideas. Just get outside, go out and do stuff, man. It will change you. When I quit exercising back in September, I was so glad to have a car. And I was so burned out from the cycling and not doing any other exercise. But I got lethargic. I got fat. I started eating nothing but comfort food. And then winter came with the clock change and all that bullshit. The clock change hasn't even affected me that bad this time around, because I got into working out hard before the clock switch. And I feel like my level of fitness has gotten to a point where it didn't affect me. I mean, it's still a little weird, but it's not affecting me this time like it did for the winter clock switch. The fall back was a lot worse than the spring forward. And I do prefer like daylight savings time over the winter bullshit where it's dark at 5 o'clock. But I was already in kind of a bad place when that winter hit, because when it was getting dark at 5 o'clock, it was just depressing. And I'd been spending all day in my apartment or my house or at the bakery, or just, doing things that I don't want to be doing, and not really getting outside, and not taking advantage of the fact that it's still not winter. It may be chilly outside, but it's not like winter yet. And I just let that darkness set in. And then finally one day I was like, I can't do this anymore. And as soon as I started doing this, as soon as I started going outside, walking, getting that exercise on, within a week I felt better. Within a week I was feeling way more positive, way more, the lethargy was dissipating. All these different things, where all this positive effect was taking place just from going out and walking around the park once. And so I know it's a lot harder when you live in a winter climate like New York, Pennsylvania, Montana, places like that where it's miserable all winter. Alaska, my God, Alaska, where you're in darkness all the time in the winter. Depressing. Whatever it is, you just got to find something that you can do outside. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Nature. Even in the middle of winter, when I would force myself to go out and do something out in nature, even if it was a miserable hike in knee-deep snow, and coming back and being cold and miserable and everything else, the depression, it would help so much with that winter depression. It's so much more difficult when it's cold. So as long as I'm living in Houston, I am never going to allow myself to slide back into that lethargic place where, oh, now I've got a car and I don't have to ride my bike everywhere, so I'm just going to sit at home all day, drive to the work, drive home, go right back in the house, never, don't go outside, don't go for a walk, don't go riding your bike, don't go out and enjoy the sunshine. So now I'm riding my bicycle to the bakery now. I did 2 weeks in a row. This coming Monday, it's supposed to be a little cold. Kind of just under what I want to tolerate. So I'm going to take it as an opportunity to restock. I'm going to restock the locker at the bakery, put 3 outfits in so that I don't have to carry my clothes on the bicycle. I'm going to put 3 outfits in there. I'm going to stock 3 outfits in my locker. I'm going to take some cold brew for my people there, for me, and take enough cold brew coffee, homemade, so that the people there can drink it, but also so that there'll be some there when I work on Mondays. And so I'll have 3 weeks in a row covered. And then I'm going to try and switch everything from my backpack to a small bag that I can attach to my bicycle, so I don't have to wear a backpack anymore when I ride back and forth. And I'm going to try and see if I can do that instead and pare down what I pack and normally carry so I can still fix problems on the bike, but so that I can just leave the bike ready to go and I don't have to worry about strapping a backpack to myself and whatnot, and just kind of go from there. But whatever you can do to get your ass outside and go out and enjoy nature, walk around the block, just do what you can. Everybody's got different abilities, different funds, different, tolerances and what they enjoy and don't enjoy. But I'm telling you, like I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of you said you can see the difference in my stress. The OGs, the people been watching all along, you can see the difference in my stress from a year ago to where I am right now. And I can tell you that it's mostly because of me getting my ass outside and enjoying nature and getting the exercise and getting that sunshine and all of that. And the last thing that I can say that I kept skipping around about is that Garmin data, the sleep data, the sleep numbers, the sleep score or whatever. Once I started going to the gym, once I started working out again heavily, my sleep scores and my body battery scores have been going up and up and up ever since I started recommitting to that fitness. And so now it's not back to where it was last August when I had been cycling so much that I was in really good shape. But it's at a point where it's climbing back up significantly just over the last 3 to 4 weeks. And it's showing me that the fitness and the workouts and just this commitment to getting back in shape, but doing it in a different way to work my whole body together, the scores are going up and up and up. And because I'm doing this variety of working out, instead of just hundreds and thousands of miles on the bike, but doing spin class, cycling outside, weightlifting, yoga, Stairmaster, rowing machine, all the different things. I'll probably start swimming. They have a pool there. I've got nice swim goggles. I got everything I need for everything at the gym. If I start swimming again, even if it's just using a kickboard and doing laps with a kickboard, whatever, just swim. If I start doing that, all the variety of stuff has already made it. I'm 2 miles an hour average speed faster on my bicycle than I was all last year. In terms of like a relaxed pace that I usually ride going into the bakery for my medium heart rate, around 150 beats per minute. If that's where I'm keeping my heart rate, I'm 2 miles an hour faster for the same amount of effort, heart-wise, aerobic-wise, that I was last year. I'm 2 miles an hour faster for the same amount of effort just because of what I've been doing at the gym. And so if I can lose 40 pounds, that's like taking a 40-pound bicycle, strapping it to my back like a backpack, and going on a bike ride carrying a 40-pound Huffy on my back. If I can lose that, then I will be in even better shape than that. But anyway, I was just about to say goodbye to you all, and so that's not something I see every day. There's a woman in a burqa, looked like she just got off the plane from Afghanistan, riding on a horse. So I don't know if that's a terrorist or if that's just someone on a horse. It is Friday the 13th, and we are at war with possibly the country she's came here from. I don't know. But anyway, it seems like it might be my time to peace out. But I was just about to say peace out anyway. The exercise is helping my body battery, my sleep score, or whatever it is that this thing gives you. I'm faster on the bicycle, even though I'm not bicycling as much. And getting out into nature and doing all the stuff, just being outside more and forcing myself to do it, my mental state is like way better right now than it has been for a long time. And so all of those things are reasons why you need to get off your ass, get out there, get some exercise, and just think about it. The more exercise you do, the more food you can eat, and the more you can enjoy. You can go out and get yourself a big, juicy, fat cheeseburger or a cheesesteak or whatever, and you're still going to lose weight. With that, I'm going to say peace out.